Here we go again. It's Gerald. Last night the State of the Union address happened, and I really had no intentions of watching it. I actually didn't watch it, and really didn't even want to talk about it. Didn't. It's the same left-wing, liberal, Marxist, big government. We're going to spread the wealth, take from the rich, give to the poor, by force, bull that he's been spewing that Obama's been spewing for the last 5 years now, 4 or 5 years. It hasn't done any good. They're still spending $1 trillion more every year than they're bringing in. Unemployment is still around 8%, which I think is a whole lot higher. I mean, nothing he seems to do works. Nothing he has done has worked. All he's done is give money to companies that end up going bankrupt, and I mean, it's just ridiculous. So last night was just one of those nights where I could have cared less about what was going on. I did think it was interesting that Ted Nugent was there. I'd love to have been sitting next to him during the State of the Union, just to hear what he had to say while it was going on would have been great. I think that would have been awesome. But what really ticked me off was, as I was watching another program and just kind of going through the Facebook, the tweets and everything, or the Facebook postings from different people, different organizations that I've got and everything. Fox 5 came up with a post and a picture that just pissed me off. I mean, really sent me over the edge and made my blood boil. I mean, I literally told my dad, I can't stand this. I've lost it. It's for them to do this is ridiculous. I mean, it is pure propaganda. It is pure, just unadulterated propaganda to be able to just. And Obama's done nothing but that for quite a while. The posting was, it's on Fox 5. The parents of slain Chicago teenager, I can't pronounce her first name, it's Hadiya Pendleton. And then it gives their names, the mother and father, were seated next to First Lady Michelle Obama during the State of the Union. And when I saw that, I was like, what? And I looked, the first comment that was on there was, where are the parents of Chris Kyle? Where's his family at? Where's his wife at? And I said, seriously, where is Chris Kyle's family? Not one word has Obama said anything since Chris Kyle was shot. He hadn't said anything. He hasn't done anything. I mean, Chris Kyle, he was an American hero. He helped really save more soldiers than anybody. I mean, it's just what he did for his country, his whole attitude, what he's done since he left the military is just, it's awesome. I mean, he's really, if I could give my kids somebody to look up to who's got the real morals and character that I want to see more often, it was Chris Kyle. I loved him. I mean, it broke my heart when I knew he died. And to see these two people, and I'm sorry for their loss. I know it's horrible, but let's face it, Chicago is the absolute worst example of gun control. In fact, it's the best example for why we shouldn't have gun control. So I'm sorry for their loss. I'm sorry they lost their daughter. But to sit there, to have them sit next to Michelle, it's just sheer propaganda. It's like the kids that he surrounds himself when he signed the health care bill. It was all propaganda. The health care bill isn't going to help kids. It hurts them. When he signed some of these laws or these executive orders for gun control, had these kids around him. You know, we're doing this for the kids. It's all propaganda. It's all bull. It's ridiculous. Excuse me. It just blows my mind. I mean, I can't believe why people are buying into this bull. 4 years ago, right after the Fort Hood shooting, he did it again. He had a Sergeant Munley who was shot during the shootout with that nut at Fort Hood. Islamist extremists, and it was an act of terrorism. And Obama said that we're going to make sure that the victims get help and blah, blah, blah. And even Sergeant Munley sat next to Miss Obama during the State of the Union. Afterwards, years afterwards, she's interviewed by Nightline, and she basically said, I quote, "Betrayed is a good word." And she not to the least bit have the victims been taken care of. In fact, they've been neglected. Come to find out, Obama hasn't done nothing for them. He didn't do anything for those people. In fact, he had it declared a workplace shooting. And I know he did. You can't tell me that he didn't slip a little note over to somebody, hey, make sure y'all call this a workplace shooting so I don't have to call it an act of terrorism. And he didn't do nothing for these people. He didn't do anything. He hasn't done anything for the victims of Sandy. But yet he used it as a propaganda tool to sit there and promote his what he want, how great he is. I mean, it's just ridiculous, the propaganda that he uses to try to push his agenda. And last night, seeing those two parents up there, all I could think of was, where's Chris Kyle's family? Where are the families of the victims of Benghazi? I mean, those people weren't even mentioned. Chris Kyle wasn't even mentioned. Where was the family of the slain border agent that was shot by the guns that Obama and this administration were running to Mexico? Where was his family during the State of the Union? Where were they? It's just ridiculous. We're going to give guns to the cartel. I tell you what Obama wants to do. He wants to take our guns and give them to the drug cartel so they can turn around and bring them back into the United States so that we're left defenseless, but the drug cartel can shoot us down in the streets and the police ain't going to be able to do nothing about it. That's what Obama really wants, because he was doing that with Fast and Furious. Why not mention them? Where was that family at last night? Where was the Benghazi, where it is pretty much assumed that they were running guns, and that whole point that they were there was try to get some of the arms back from the Muslim Brotherhood. I mean, we're giving guns away to our enemies, but and then he's trying to take them away from law-abiding citizens. Anyway, I digress. It blows my mind last night, and I was just infuriated that he's going to have this family sitting there, this mother and father, who really didn't look like they were mourning too much, if you ask me. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. I really didn't. But he's going to have them there. And neglect to even mention Chris Kyle, neglect to even mention Benghazi, neglect to even mention Fast and Furious and the border agent and his family. Doesn't say anything about any of their families. He even had the flag lowered to half-staff to mourn, what's her name? Whitney Houston, who was a great singer and maybe a good person, but was also a druggie. But yet he doesn't have the flag lowered to half-staff for Chris Kyle. I can't stand it. I mean, we're getting to the point, right is wrong, wrong is right. Lies are the truth, truth is the lies to these people. They're willing to, they want to kill a baby, but then again, they don't want to give us the right to defend ourselves. I can't, I'm going nuts. And I had to vent. And I hope, I'm speechless. Hey, look, y'all got to get involved. Call your congressman. Tell them to take a stand against Obama. Let's impeach this little piece of trash and get him out of office before he does more damage to this country. And we got to stand up. Stand up. We got a National Day of Resistance on the 23rd. Be there. It's your state capital. It's going to be here in Atlanta at the state capitol at 1 o'clock, I do believe. Let's get down there. Let's take a stand. Let's say something. Send a message to Obama that we're tired of his propaganda. We're tired of his bull. We're tired of everything that he stands for. He doesn't stand for us, we the people. Let's get out there and do something. Thanks for listening to me rant. I hope I didn't. And, well, y'all have a blessed day. God bless, and bye.